Hey everyone, SweetJohnnyCage here, back with another guide for the Nioh 2 Alpha. This time I'm going to show you how to defeat the serpent boss, Yatsu no Kami. This boss is incredibly frustrating. I won't sugarcoat it. It'll take you a while, but hopefully I can lend you a hand. So what I do is I play with a katana, and I just immediately get into high stance. You can deal a lot of damage pretty quickly, and what you're aiming for are the two snake heads on the side. So what you want to do is wait for him to plunge his snake hands, I don't know what they are, into the ground, and then just concentrate on one, and then just keep baiting out that move, stand at like a medium to far distance, and eventually he'll bury them again, and then you can rinse and repeat. So here we go, we're gonna break one off. There you go. Okay, 3 or 4 hits, rather 4 or 5 hits will usually do it in high stance with the katana at this point in the alpha. So his other major move that's incredibly frustrating is a slither attack. When he hits a wall, he'll sort of bounce off and then just turn around and keep going, but he doesn't recharge or anything. So you got to be very mindful of where he is at all times when he's slithering, and sometimes he gets stuck in the ground, and you can't really do much about it. So after a while, after you kill at least one snake, actually this can happen with both snakes. It's still available, so that's why you got to focus on one. But eventually he will go into phase 2, which is in the demon realm, and the remaining snakes, either 1 or 2, will come off of him and then act independent of the boss. So it's very important that you get some distance from the boss and then focus this other snake or both snakes down as quickly as possible. Once you defeat the remaining snakes in the yokai realm, he will transition back into phase 1, and he basically has all the same moves. Eventually he will get the other 2 snakes back. He'll respawn his arms just like that, and you just gotta rinse and repeat. So that's sort of the gist of the fight. You gotta bait out the ability where he burrows the snakes into the ground and the heads pop up, avoid the heads from popping up, or just avoid when they come up, and then focus down one of the snakes, kill it, and then transition into phase 2, kill the other snake, rinse and repeat. So that's sort of the strategy that I incorporated into my gameplay. This boss is really frustrating, like I said at the very start of this video. I find that his hitbox is kind of unfair, especially in this slither move. I found myself getting hit just standing next to the boss, even though it didn't feel like the horn was anywhere near me. This poison pool is pretty dangerous. You got to be careful of that. One thing that this bothered me in the first Nioh, and I'm a little upset that they didn't change it. No matter what stance you're in, if you eat an elixir or drink an elixir, whatever it is, you sheath your weapon automatically. And sheathing your weapon causes your dodging to change. So if you use an elixir and then try to dodge out of the way of something, and you're used to rolling in that stance, you won't be rolling. You'll just be dodging and juking, which doesn't really have much invincibility. So you have to be extremely, extremely careful with this boss. Get some distance before you heal whenever possible, and then just keep your distance from this boss. Eventually, you'll get him about halfway down, and then you really just got to rinse and repeat. It'll probably take you like 4, maybe 5 yokai realm phases with the snakes being independent. When he is slithering around with no snakes, feel free to jump into mid stance. You can deal a little bit more damage more quickly because you're using less stamina or less ki. But yeah, eventually you're just going to have to keep rinsing and repeating. One thing to note is if you can manage to time it correctly, you can actually hit both snakes at once if one of the snakes is burrowed in the ground and the other one's head pops up behind you. So if you can manage to be tricky like that, it will work. Another thing to note is this boss does have a grab attack. Luckily, I don't get grabbed in this attempt, I don't think. Actually, I definitely don't, because you die if you do. So that grab is somewhat easily telegraphed, but because of the way it works is if you're too close to the boss, you're just going to get grabbed, and there's really nothing you can do about it. It's very, very difficult to dodge. Sometimes I would dodge it, sometimes I wouldn't. It's seemingly random. I wish I had like a better answer for that, but with the grab, as soon as you see him smoking, just run away from him. That's really all I can tell you. Eventually, he will sometimes slam his beak into the ground. He can also stick his face in front of you, and if he does this and you notice that the face right there, I don't know what just hit me right there, but if you notice he's just sticking his face out at you and not really doing anything, You want to get close to the face. This is a great opportunity to deal a ton of damage. He could do this both when he has no snakes and when he has 2 snakes, or even 1. What he's going to do is he's going to coil his tail in front of his face, but you can stand in front of his face, you know, just right up against him, and you won't get hit by the coiled tail as it slams down. So keep that in mind. It's basically free damage time at that point. So yeah, right about like maybe 15% health. So you know, we're wrapping this up here. It is a long fight. The music doesn't really help with a weird siren going off. It's a little frustrating to listen to for hours on end as you're attempting this boss. Like I said, this took me like 2.5 hours to do. This is the final snake phase that I'm about to get into here. So we're going to chop off this snake, and then yeah, we're going to go ahead and transition into phase 2. I'm using the Flame Guardian Spirit, only because you get bonus damage on your regular attacks. So I figured, you know, why not? Sometimes you can get the boss to burn, but we're just going to transform into a demon, kill the second snake, and then hop behind the boss and kill him. And that is it. That is the Serpent boss in Nioh 2 in the alpha. Hopefully this is balanced a bit better and his hitboxes are fixed for retail or even a beta if they follow the steps they took with Nioh 1 where they did an alpha, beta, then retail. But yeah, that's it. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to leave a comment. I'll do my best to help you out. If you're looking for more guides for the Nioh 2 alpha, please subscribe to the channel. I'll be doing a couple more. And probably just a thoughts video after a while. After this mission, there is a Twilight mission from the first level, so I'll probably go through that as well, and then do a thoughts video after. If you like this content a whole lot, please consider becoming a channel member by clicking the blue join button below this video. And yeah, that's it. All right, as always, I'm SweetJohnnyCage. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.